everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're all doing okay and having a great day and an amazing week. My name is Effy and today we are testing the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me at Midnight palette. This is no longer a new palette. I've had it for ages, I just haven't had time to film with it, and today I finally made time to film with it. This is what the palette looks like. Beautiful shades. This is the look I've come up with. I did attempt to film my base. Did I forget to press record? Yes. Did I skip my entire base? Yes. So unfortunately you won't get to see it, but everything on my face will be linked down in the description box in case you're interested. I do also have on one of Lois's lip glosses, so of course that'll be linked down below as well. This palette will be linked down below. I also have videos up using her Meet Me in the Underworld palette and her Gone Rogue palette, so I'll leave both of those linked in the description box in case you're interested in seeing my reviews on those as well. I'm rushing through this intro because my battery is flashing at me, and you all know that that puts me on edge and makes me speed up, so I'm trying to get this done. So if you enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put up 2 videos a week and it is all makeup content, so if that sounds like the type of thing, then this is the place for you. It's completely free to subscribe and puts a giant smile on my face, so if you feel like doing a nice thing today and making me happy, you can always subscribe. But other than that, I will let you enjoy the video. Okay, so before we get started, I will give you my thoughts on the palette as it stands right now. I love the packaging, first of all. So beautiful. Let's have a look inside. There we go. This palette is split primarily shimmer shades. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes. The black does have a little bit of shimmer in it. I think it's almost like a sequin shade. I do think the mattes are relatively versatile. I think the only one that stands out as being a bit questionable to me is the shade Nocturnal, but it is a green, so I'm going to love it regardless. I think that the shimmer selection is stunning. There's so many different shades here, and I think that's the point, in that you could use the same mattes, but if you throw on a different shimmer, you're going to get a completely different look every time. I already know that I quite like Lois's shimmer formula, and this gold is calling my name. I might have to use it today, we'll see. But yeah, let's do an eye look and see how it goes. I think I'm going to play it safe and do a very standard, typical Effy look. I'm going to start with the shade Mysterious. I have primed my eyes using the Revolution Prime and Lock eye primer base thing. That shade's gone on beautifully. It's built up really nicely. It's such a pretty tone. It's pigmented. It's everything I sort of expect from a Lois Cosmetics palette. She has built a reputation of having good quality eyeshadows, and this definitely matches that reputation. Now I'm going in with the shade New Day. That shade is building up really nicely. It's not patchy as far as I can tell. It's going on really nicely. It's a very nice shade. It works well with that other shade underneath it, although they will need blending in a moment when I go back through them. But yeah, that is another really nice shade. And now I'm a bit stuck because I would really like to go in with another shade before going in with the Lilac called Phase, but I think I'm going to have to go in with the Lilac because there's not really another matte shade to go in between. So Phase it is. That is a powerful lilac shade. It's gone on so beautifully, so intense for a lilac. When you think lilacs are typically pastel shades, and pastel shades don't really build up very nicely. It has taken over that New Day shade a little bit, but that's fine. I can re-intensify it. Wow, I'm so impressed with that lilac. I think that's probably the best lilac I have in my collection. And when you consider I have quite a few lilacs in my collection, that really is a compliment. All I'm going to do now is go back through those 3 shades and re-intensify them and blend them a bit better. Okay, those shades are blending beautifully together. I must admit, I have all of Lois's palettes so far, including the Rose Metals, which she discontinued. I think that this shadow formula is on par with her Gone Rogue and her Rose Metals. I actually think the matte formula in the Meet Me in the Underworld isn't my favourite, unfortunately, and I was a bit worried that this was going to be the same. I just find with those shades they go a bit murky together, but these are really looking absolutely stunning. I'm loving the colour combination. They are blending nicely together. I cannot fault this matte formula so far, and honestly that lilac shade absolutely in love with it. What I'm going to do now is go off camera and quickly cut my crease because my battery is flashing at me as always, and I would like to charge it for a couple of minutes before I come back and do my shimmers. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, while I was off camera I also took the time to catch up the other eye just in terms of where we're up to. I'm still really enjoying these shades. They're working really nicely. I'm really happy with them so far. Let's pick some shimmer shades. There are quite a few to choose from, and I don't know which ones to pick. I'm going to put some on my fingers like I normally do and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got 4 on my fingers. Obviously had to go for the gold. This is Same Stars. The lilac is Half Moon. This sort of bluey colour is Nightfall, and the final one is Guided. I could make this monochrome and go with the lilac because there is also a darker purple which I could use on the outer corner. I feel like the blue might be too dark, and I kind of feel like the gold might be too dark too. I think I'm going to keep it kind of monochrome and go for the lilac with the darker purple Witching Hour on the outer edge. The other shades, especially this gold and this blue, will definitely get used in the future. If you want to see more looks using this palette, please do just feel free to follow me over on Instagram. It's just at Effys_place, and you'll see many more looks that I do with this palette in the future. But for now, I'm going to go in with Half Moon on the inner part of my cut crease and Witching Hour on the outer side, and then I'm going to use the mattes to blend it all together. I will point to each shade as I use it so you can keep track of what I'm doing basically. Okay, I am so happy with this look. I love the colours. The shimmers work amazingly as I kind of expected. The mattes have worked so well, which honestly was my biggest concern going into this video because like I said, the mattes in the Meet Me at the Underworld palette I personally don't get on that well with, which is such a shame because I love that palette and I still use it. It's just not my favourite formula to work with, but this matte formula so far has worked absolutely amazingly. I've had none of the issues that I normally have with the Meet Me in the Underworld palette. I love it. What I'm going to do now is zoom us back out and silently run through my base and speed it up so that you can see what products I'm using. They'll also be linked down in the description box and you can see me put my base on and all that, but we'll just do it silently. At some point my camera stopped recording, and that point may have been when I started doing my base. So none of that may have been recorded, but I will leave linked in the description box everything that I've used. I've pretty much done my entire base. I just have to do my eyebrows and my lip, and I've even done my lower lash line, but to keep it simple I did just use the exact same matte shades on my lower lash line. I will quickly chuck on a brow and a lip and then we'll do final thoughts. I'm so sorry that probably none of that was filmed. My bad. There we go, there is the rest of my full face on. Like I said, apologies for it not being filmed. I think I forgot to press the record button, so it is 100% my fault. But like I said, everything will be linked down in the description box. For the palette, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I really enjoy the look I have on right now. I think the colours worked amazingly, the mattes blended beautifully. I still have a little bit of apprehension about the fact that there are so few mattes and I don't know how versatile the mattes are going to be. But I think having so many different shimmers will make each look slightly different anyway. I really like the formula of both the mattes and the shimmers. Like I said, the mattes have worked beautifully, the shimmers have gone on amazingly. I'm really happy with this palette. I think this is great, and I want to do a video where I use this with the Meet Me in the Underworld palette just to see how they work together. I think they'll work really well together. I think the colour schemes will complement each other quite nicely, and I think I'll get a lot of use out of them together. Will I use this palette? Yes. Will I use it with other palettes? Most likely. I feel like I would use this with maybe my Beauty Bay Bright Mattes. to pull shimmers in from this palette. I think that would work really nicely. I also just think having another palette to get a couple more blending shades from would be really useful. But overall, I am incredibly happy with this palette. I think Lois should be really proud of herself. She's worked really hard. This is a beautiful palette. It's so nice knowing that her brain created this and I was able to purchase it and support her because she is absolutely lovely. Definitely go check her out. She's an amazing person and this is an amazing palette. So well done, Lois. But there we go. That was a tiny bit of a train wreck of a video. But I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put up 2 videos a week and it's all makeup content. So if that sounds like your type of thing, then this is the place for you. It is completely free to subscribe and puts a giant smile on my face. So if you would like to, then please just hit subscribe down below. But other than that, I'll let you go. Have a great day and an amazing week. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.